Have you ever stopped to realize that most chicken owners are trapped in a never-ending cycle of buying feed? Every single month, you're hauling those 50-pound bags from the store, watching anywhere from $20 to $35 vanish from your pocket per bag, whether you're buying conventional or organic. Your flock's very survival is tied to the price tags of massive corporations that couldn't care less about your self-reliance. But imagine a different scenario. While your neighbors are struggling with rising feed bills, right there in your own backyard, you are running a silent, fully automated protein factory. With nothing more than a simple 20-gallon plastic tote, you can transform kitchen scraps, garden waste, and even chicken manure into a continuous supply of high-grade protein for free all year round. A system this small can save you up to $500 a year for a flock of 10 to 15 birds. This isn't just a farming tip, it is a declaration of independence. It's time to stop letting your flock be a financial liability and start making them a true asset to your family's food security. You don't need a laboratory to grow protein. Forget those expensive commercial breeding units that cost $500. The foundation of your system is something you can find at any hardware store for less than $20. A simple 20-gallon plastic storage tote with a secure lid. The magic of this design is the self-harvesting mechanism. Black soldier fly larvae have a very unique, predictable behavior. When they are fat, mature, and ready to transform into adults, they instinctively stop eating and look for a dry, safe place. They want to crawl up and out. We use this instinct to make them harvest themselves, saving you hours of dirty work every week. Here's the build. Number 1, the exit ports. Drill a series of half-inch holes around the top edge of the tote, about 2 inches below the lid. Space them every 3 to 4 inches. Number 2, the ramp. Inside the tote, install a simple ramp leading up to those holes. You can use a piece of wood or rigid plastic, set at a 35 to 45 degree angle. Secure it to the wall with waterproof adhesive or screws. Number 3, the collection bucket. Place a 5-gallon bucket or a shallow tray directly underneath those holes on the outside. That's it. The mature larvae will climb the ramp, crawl through the holes, and fall right into your bucket. No digging through rotting food, no sorting, and no mess. You get the cleanest, fattest, and most protein-dense larvae delivered straight to your collection tray every single morning. Now that you've built the house, you need to send out the invitation. Most people think they need to buy expensive starter cultures or eggs online. Don't do that. You can get everything you need from nature for free. The key is to create a powerful scent plume that signals every female black soldier fly within a half-mile radius. We call this the bait. You want a strong, sweet, fermenting smell. My go-to recipe is a slurry of overripe bananas, a splash of molasses, and a pinch of stale bread yeast. Mix it up and place it at the bottom of your biopod. To a human, it's just fermenting fruit. To a black soldier fly, it's the perfect nursery. But here's the secret. Black soldier flies don't lay their eggs directly in the food. They want to lay them in a dry, protected spot just above the food. The cheapest and most effective tool for this? Corrugated cardboard. Take a small square of cardboard, about 6 inches, and peel back one side to expose those wavy, fluted channels inside. This is real estate for the flies. Suspend this cardboard about 2 to 3 inches directly above your bait station using a bit of wire or string. A single female will deposit a clutch of 500 to 900 eggs inside those cardboard channels. About 4 days later, the tiny larvae will hatch and fall directly into the food below, hitting the ground running. You've just successfully launched your colony using nothing but scraps and cardboard. Once your larvae have hatched, you are officially in the waste management business. Black soldier fly larvae are absolute eating machines. These tiny powerhouses can consume twice their body weight in food every single day. The best part? They aren't picky. This is where you close the loop on your homestead. You can feed them almost any organic waste. Kitchen scraps, vegetable peelings or fruit cores, and coffee grounds. Garden waste, overripe produce or weeds. The special input. You can even feed them manure from your chickens, rabbits, or goats. A standard 20-gallon tote provides about 2 square feet of surface area, which can process over 10 pounds of waste every single day. Think about that. Instead of that waste sitting in a trash can, attracting houseflies and smelling like rot, it's being converted into clean, high-value protein. Properly managed, this system is virtually odorless. The larvae eat so fast that they actually suppress the bacteria that cause foul smells. You aren't just making chicken feed, you are cleaning up your farm, reducing housefly populations, and turning a problem, waste, into a solution, protein. After about 2 weeks of constant feasting, your larvae are at their nutritional peak. They've gone from tiny specks to fat, juice-filled grubs. This is the moment your self-harvesting design pays off. Every morning, you'll walk out to your biopod and find a fresh collection of mature, dark brown larvae waiting for you in the bucket. No work required. When you toss these into the coop, get ready for a feeding frenzy. Your chickens will go wild for them. But what's happening beneath the surface is even more important. These larvae are a true superfood. They are packed with essential amino acids like lysine and methionine, which are often the missing links in a chicken's diet. But the real game changer is calcium. Because these larvae are so rich in calcium and phosphorus, the results will be visible in your kitchen. The shells, you'll notice the eggshells becoming rock solid, making them harder to crack and better for storage. The yolks, the pale, watery yolks from store-bought feed will disappear. They'll be replaced with deep, dark orange yolks that are thick and nutrient-dense. The health. You'll see an immediate boost in your birds' activity levels, their feather quality, and their overall resilience. A healthy system can produce up to ½ pound of this gold every single day. You are just filling their bellies. You are optimizing their biology with a diet they were evolutionarily designed to eat. In the peak of summer, your protein factory might produce more than your flock can eat in a single day. This is the difference between a hobbyist and a serious homesteader, the ability to manage a surplus. You don't want that valuable protein going to waste, and you certainly want to have a backup plan for when the weather turns cold. To transform your harvest into a storable asset, you have 2 primary methods. 1. Drying, the shelf-stable method. Spread your harvested larvae in a single layer on a baking sheet. Pop them in the oven at the lowest possible setting, around 150 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 65 to 75 degrees Celsius, for about 2 to 3 hours. Once they're dry and crispy, they become a high-protein cereal that can be stored in airtight containers for months. This is perfect for the winter when the wildflies go dormant and your production slows down. 2. Freezing, the freshness method. If you have extra freezer space, simply bag the live larvae and toss them in. This preserves all the moisture and juice that chickens love. It's like giving them a fresh summer snack in the middle of January. By processing your harvest, you aren't just feeding your birds day to day, you are building a feed reserve. This ensures that even when the ground is frozen and the bugs are gone, your chickens are still getting that 40% protein boost to keep them warm and keep them laying. Feeding your flock with black soldier fly larvae is the final piece of the puzzle. It's the moment your homestead stops being a collection of separate chores and starts becoming a single integrated ecosystem. Think about the cycle you've just created. Your garden and kitchen produce waste. That waste feeds the larvae. The larvae feed the chickens. The chickens produce eggs for your table and manure for the biopod. The loop is closed. You have effectively removed the middleman, the massive feed corporations, from your life. This system represents more than just a cheaper way to get eggs. It is a shift in mindset. You've realized that protein is not a commodity to be bought. It's a resource to be cultivated. Every dollar you don't spend at the feed store is a dollar that stays in your local economy, and every bucket of larvae you harvest is a vote for your own self-reliance. The homesteaders who truly succeed are the ones who understand that food security doesn't start at the grocery store or even the feed mill. It starts in the dirt, in the waste, and in the clever biological systems like the one you've just built. You are no longer just a chicken owner dependent on a fragile supply chain. You are a producer, you are an innovator, and most importantly, you are free.